Hey mathletes, so in this video we're going to look at writing y equals mx plus b equations if we're given the slope and the y-intercept. So all we really need to do is plug two numbers into these two spaces in our equation. Remember, m stands for the slope and b stands for the y-intercept. So if I already know what m is -2. In this first space, I'm going to put -2. So y equals -2x something. Then we know that b is +3. Since it's +3, it's going to be a plus sign and a 3. So the equation is y equals 2x plus 3. So here we see the slope is 0. So we know this line is horizontal. And 0 times any x number is going to be 0. So that's going to disappear. We're just going to have y equals b. So all we need is y equals 3. This case here is another special case. So m is undefined, which means we know the line is vertical. Since the y value can be anything, the line is actually defined by the x value, in this case, 4. So the equation of any undefined or vertical line just depends on the x value you know. So in this case, it's 4. So x equals 4. So in this final example, we have m is 1/2 and b is -5. So we have our two spaces, something times x, something else. Since we know that m is 1/2, we're going to put 1/2 multiplied by x. Since b is -5, we're going to put -5. So our equation is y equals 1/2 x minus 5. So there are a lot of real-world situations that are linear. In this case, we're going to rent a car for a road trip. The car costs $65. That's a one-time cost. So a starting value or one-time cost is our y-intercept. If you're driving the car, they're going to add 15 cents every mile we drive, which means the 15 cents per mile is our rate of change, so that's our slope. And we want to make sure that we know what the variables are. So we're writing an equation for the total cost, C, of driving the car m miles. So instead of y equals, it's going to be C equals something times m, something else. So our one-time cost, our y-intercept, is 65, so plus 65. And our rate of change, the thing that changes every mile, is 0.15. So the equation is C equals 0.15 m plus 65. Now we can use this equation to find out how much it's going to cost us for our road trip. So say we know that the road trip is going to be 300 miles. So our cost is going to be 0.15. Since 300 is the number of miles, that's where it goes in for m, plus 65. So now, since our variable is on the other side of the equal sign, all we have to do is use order of operations. So 0.15 times 300 is 45, plus 65. So this is going to cost us $110 to rent the car. Always put the units down in a real-world situation. In this situation here, we got a bill for $102.50. We want to make sure that they got the bill right, so we're checking to see how many miles they charged us for. So if this is the total cost, instead of putting the number in for m, it's going in for c. So 102.5 equals 0.15 m plus 65. We're going to subtract the 65 from both sides, since our variable is over here, and we need to isolate it. So we're going to undo whatever operations we see. So 102.5 minus 65 is 37.5. And over here on the right-hand side, we still have 0.15 m. That's 0.15 times m. To do the opposite, we're going to divide. So M is going to equal 250 miles. So we can check to make sure that the rental company charges us the right amount.